How did a man from humble beginnings in Georgia rise to become one of the most powerful figures in world history? This enigma is the story of Iósif Stalin, a tale interwoven with ambition, cruelty, and power. Born to a poor family in the small town of Gori, Georgia, Stalin's early years were far from privileged. His education, obtained at a local church school and later at a seminary in Tbilisi, introduced him to the world of ideas and rebellion. The seeds of revolution were sown early. Stalin's first brush with revolutionary activities came in his late teens, starting with labor strikes and escalating to more radical actions. His involvement with the Bolshevik Party, initially as a minor player, marked the true beginning of his political journey. Through a potent mix of cunning, ruthlessness, and sheer tenacity, Stalin navigated the treacherous waters of Bolshevik politics. A man of humble origins, Stalin clawed his way up the ladder of power, becoming the head of the Soviet Union. Once in power, Stalin's rule was absolute, marked by rapid industrialization, the Great Purge, and World War II. Stalin's time at the helm of the Soviet Union was a period of dramatic change. Right from the outset, his vision was clear: to transform the largely agrarian society into an industrial powerhouse. To achieve this, he implemented the five-year plans, ambitious economic programs aimed at modernizing Soviet industry and agriculture. The first of these plans was launched in 1928, and by the time the second one rolled out in 1933, the Soviet Union had indeed become a major industrial power. However, this rapid progress came at a substantial cost. The forced collectivization of agriculture led to widespread famine, and the relentless drive for industrialization resulted in harsh working conditions and countless lives lost. While the Soviet Union was transforming economically, Stalin was also reshaping its political landscape. The Great Purge, which occurred from 1936 to 1938, saw Stalin eliminating anyone he perceived as a threat to his rule. This horrific event claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, and instilled a deep-seated fear in the Soviet people. Then came World War II. As the leader of one of the Allied powers, Stalin played a crucial role in the fight against Nazi Germany. While his leadership during the war was marked by severe military losses and widespread destruction, the Soviet Union under his command emerged as one of the victors, further consolidating his power. As we delve deeper into Stalin's reign, it becomes clear that his time as leader was a paradox of sorts. On one hand, he transformed the Soviet Union into a global superpower. On the other, his rule was characterized by widespread fear, repression, and human rights abuses. Stalin's rule, though marked by economic growth, was a period of great fear and human rights abuses. But every reign has its end. So, what led to the downfall of this once omnipotent ruler? As the curtain of the 1950s opened, Stalin, who had once been the unchallenged leader of the Soviet Union, found himself increasingly isolated. His health began to falter, and his iron grip on the country's reins started to weaken. Perhaps it was age, or perhaps it was the immense weight of decades of unrelenting rule, but the once formidable leader was showing signs of vulnerability. This vulnerability did not go unnoticed. In the shadows of the Kremlin, power struggles were brewing. Ambitious leaders who had for years been suppressed under Stalin's rule began to see their chance. They started to challenge Stalin's decisions, something that would have been unthinkable just a few years earlier. The power struggles within the Soviet Union were not the only challenges Stalin faced. His failing health was a ticking time bomb, and on March 5, 1953, it detonated. Stalin, the man who had ruled the Soviet Union with an iron fist, was no more. But what about his legacy? It's a complex one, as one might expect from a man who ruled with such force and left such an indelible mark on his country and the world. On one hand, Stalin transformed the Soviet Union into a global superpower. Under his rule, the country experienced unprecedented economic growth and industrialization. He led the Soviet Union through the horrors of World War II and emerged victorious, forever altering the global balance of power. On the other hand, his rule was marked by severe human rights violations. Millions perished in the gulags, in famines, and in purges. Fear was a constant companion for the Soviet people under Stalin's rule. He was a ruler who valued control and power above all else, often at the expense of his own people. Stalin's rule was a paradox of unprecedented economic growth and severe human rights violations. His legacy continues to be a subject of heated debates. Wait, before we move on, have you subscribed to our channel yet? If not, now's the perfect time to do so. Picture this: a vibrant red button right here on your screen. calling out to you. It's more than just a button, it's your passport to a world full of intriguing historical content. By subscribing, you're not just joining a channel, you're joining a community of history enthusiasts who are as passionate about the past as you are. We dive deep into the lives of iconic figures, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the pivotal moments that have shaped our world. And we do it all with a commitment to accuracy, detail, and of course a bit of drama. So don't miss out. Click that subscribe button and join us on this journey through time. Remember, history is not just about the past. It's about understanding our present and anticipating our future. And here on this channel we make that journey exciting, enlightening, and accessible. So are you ready to dive in? Hit that subscribe button now and let's continue our exploration of history together. Stay tuned and as always, keep your curiosity alive.